We're John and Donna, and we've been involved in our parish for over 18 years. We're parents of 9 children, and one of the things as we've talked about this part of the apostolic letter from Blessed Pope John Paul II, Novo Millennio Novente, was this idea of the spiritual life of communion, and what does it mean to us, and how do we live it in our family on a day-to-day basis. And one of the paragraphs, and particularly one of the sentences in the apostolic letter that struck me, that Donna and I talked about, was the spirituality of communion, of how we're a gift. Not only we receive gifts from God, but then we ourselves are gifts, and how we should cherish that both in receiving the gifts and giving of the gifts. And that's one of the things when we talk about it as a family, how do we do that in a day-to-day life?
And we started out as a very young couple at our parish, and we looked to other families that had lots of children to give us an example of things that they did. And as we were blessed over the years with 9 children, we've incorporated some of those things into our home. Some of the things that we do, one of the things that comes to mind first is that we try to get together as a family every night to eat. And we will say a blessing before the meal and then also after the meal. And we've incorporated a litany of saints for each child before we eat dinner, and that's always a time to reflect on their saints. We also celebrate their saint feast days with some type of celebration as we do their sacraments and First Communion, baptisms, confirmations. We have a celebration so that we can explain to them the importance of the sacraments. We've also tried to get together at least once a month as a family to say a rosary. We try to bring the kids to confession as a family at least once a month. This is a good example for the younger children, even if they're not able to go to confession. Our older boys are altar servers, and John has some other things that he'd like to mention as well.
One of the things that our daughters do and have been able to do as they've grown up is to teach younger children about virtues, part of clubs and organizations, and that's been very helpful both in them of just thinking about these virtues, but then how to teach them and share it with other young people.